Previously on Chaos Town.
You're running from the cops. What do you do? Next stop, Yans, stay like Yans. I mean, I said I wasn't a poet, but that was pretty good. What? It starts off strong with little Jimmy Jones, a little fluffy baby. Well, you gotta. What is wrong with this child? This is the dose of serotonin that I didn't know that I needed today, but I'm glad that I now am giving myself. The end. What have I done to deserve this? Now you're gonna pay? Okay. Carl! Oh, big scary Negan's here with Lucille the barbed wire bat to fuck everybody's day. I'm screaming. Oh my god, how can you say that about Daryl? I'm not mentally stable enough to handle that. Oh boy, here we go. That's all I have to say.
And now it continues.
I am filming, editing, and uploading this all on the day that it's supposed to come out, and I haven't slept in like 3 days, so if I look like I'm dying and going a little crazy at the same time, that's why. So my favorite band, Nothing But Thieves, recently released their 3rd album, which I was very excited about, and so that's what I'm gonna talk about today. Again, I don't know if this is the content that anyone wants, but it's the content that you're getting because, again, as a reminder, it's my channel. I'm gonna do what I want. God, the last time I did a music review, I think it was on Harry Styles' Fine Line, but it was a long time ago, let's just say that. And I'll leave a link to that in the description if you haven't seen it and want to hear me talk about that. And sorry that Jaughn couldn't be here to do this album review, but she is still lost somewhere in the void, so you're just gonna have to settle for me, I guess. But anyway, let's talk about Moral Panic. Overall, I did like it. It took a couple of listens to kind of have it grow on me, I guess. Definitely different from their past 2 albums, which like I loved so much as well. I've been following them since they released like their 1st album. I'm pretty sure I found out about them like the January after their 1st album was released, and I think that their self-titled came out in like October or something. It was just recently like the 5-year anniversary, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, this has been long awaited for me. This was like the last thing that I really had to look forward to this year because everything else that I was looking forward to was either canceled or ruined or something along those lines due to COVID or just sheer disappointment. So yeah, the way that this works when I do these types of videos, I mean this is really only my 2nd time doing it, but I'm gonna follow kind of what I did the 1st time, is I go track by track and I just talk about like why I like each song. And if you're looking for like a critical review on this album, like this just isn't the video for you then. Like go watch anyone else's video because I'm here to only talk about what I liked. And I am gonna mention some things, I don't want to say that things that I didn't like. I'm gonna be a little bit critical, let's just say that. But for the most part, this is really just me like talking about why I liked it and just like being positive about it, man, because at the end of the day, I'm just glad that we got new music from them. Alright, so without further ado, let's get into the 1st track here with Unperson. Honestly, I don't have a lot to say about this one because I mean, I really like this song, and I'm really glad that they chose to open with this one, just because it's so, like, chaotic and just all over the place and crazy, and this is, like, definitely one of my favorites on the album. I also, like, love the music video for it, too, and it's, like, not a lot happens in the music video for Unpersoned, but it just fits, man. It's just so chaotic, and, as a chaos demon myself, you know I can appreciate a little chaos. Or a lot of chaos, preferably, which is what this song is. So yeah, 10 out of 10 on the 1st song, Unperson. Next is Everybody Going Crazy. I think this was the 1st single that they released from the album. I'm pretty sure it was. When they first released it, I really liked it initially when it first came out. This song definitely I feel like was, I don't want to say safe for them because I feel like that is kind of like a description that's seen in a negative light when describing art, but it definitely reminds me the most of their older stuff. Like, I think Is Everybody Going Crazy has a very, like, it's that very classic Nothing But Thieves, like, sound to it. So I definitely think that if you are a big fan of their older stuff or previous stuff, then this song, at least, you will like off the album. Alright, Next is the title track, actually, of the album, Moral Panic. Like, overall, I do like it. The one thing I'm gonna say about this song that I was kind of like, is that shift between, like, the slower intro of the song into the more, like, fast-paced, like, part of it. I felt like that was a little bit, like, abrupt, and maybe if they would have, like, built up the drum beat more rather than just, like, bam, there you are, I would have liked it a little bit more. Again, not a bad song. I still do like it, and I'm sure that they intentionally did it abruptly like that. But yeah, that's the one thing I would say about that one, is I wish there would have been a little bit more of a build-up. But like once it gets into that like faster part of the song, like it's so good. And even like the slower part, like I like both parts of the song on their own, but I don't know, man, that transition just kind of threw me off a little bit, but hey, it is what it is. All right, Real Love Song. This one, when it first came out, actually took a while to grow on me for whatever reason, which is funny because now like I love it, and out of I think like oh god, how many songs have they actually released? Like 5? Like previous to the album coming out, I think they released like 5 singles. This is the one that actually like gets stuck in my head the easiest, and that I always find myself like singing to without even realizing it. I think that the lyrics in this one just have a really good way of like sticking with you. Like the lyrics, like they're easy to remember, like he enunciates well in this song, I guess. But yeah, I love a good power ballad. Is this what you would consider the song? I don't know, but that's what I'm calling it, so yeah. Like I really do think that Nothing But Thieves does like slower songs or like love songs, more emotional songs, however you want to categorize that, really, really well. And I mean, as always, like Connor Mason's range is just like, I couldn't ask for better, like honestly. And real quick, I just want to touch upon one other sort of like, not discrepancy per se, but thing that I was kind of like, okay, that was a decision that they made, was that I do feel like, and I've heard other people say as well, that this album was just a little bit overproduced. I mean, one of the things I like most about Nothing But Thieves is that they kind of do have that more like rock band centered sound rather than like really putting effects on vocals or adding too many like synth type things. But again, like if this is the direction that they wanted to go for this album, like I totally respect that. I respect that they took a chance on doing something different, because there's nothing worse than having a band that essentially makes the same album or the same song over and over again. But anyway, on to the next track, which is Phobia. The first thing that I thought of when I heard this song was just Queens of the Stone Age Villains, like that album. Again, there's that like chaos to it, and it doesn't hit until the end, and you're like, the song almost like, I don't know, like something about this, it reminds me of Like Clockwork too, actually, which if you don't know, I've kind of talked about it before in previous videos, but Like Clockwork is like one of my favorite albums of all time. I love Queens of the Stone Age, and I loved Villains too, their most recent album. But yeah, I don't know, there's just something about this one. Like I feel like the first half of it is what reminds me of Like Clockwork. Like it's got this more like kind of haunted, creepy, weird, slow kind of vibe, and then you get into like the faster, more crazy part of the song, and that reminds me of like some of the tracks that was on Villains. But anyway, yeah, I love Queens of the Stone Age, so I love that it reminds me of that. Alright, this feels like the end. Now, I have not looked up the lyrics to any of the songs that weren't singles yet. I haven't had the chance to like read through, because literally this video is so last minute. It's been a hell week, okay? So give me a break here. I really, for this song specifically, really want to like read the lyrics, because that spoken part that's in there, like I know that just from like the little bit that I kind of picked up on as I was listening to the album, I think that is just like such a huge like core and heart to this song. It has a really great beat right off the bat, and like I love the pre-chorus, I love the chorus, I think that the guitar in the chorus is great. But yeah, I just think them utilizing that speaking part, and I don't know if they like sampled that from something or if they wrote that and had someone speak it for the sake of the track, but that, I mean, god, like that just, I feel like the song speaks to this whole past year in general. So yeah, definitely gonna make sure and look up the lyrics on this one, as well as the other ones that like I haven't learned yet. But I really think like this song, just that spoken part, man, I don't know, like I'm iffy and I'm picky when it comes to like adding those types of things into songs, but I really think that it worked for this song. The only note that I have here for Free If We Want It is that it reminds me a lot of like recent Florence and the Machine stuff, especially with like the chanting of like Don't Look Back, which I love Florence and the Machine, so I'm not gonna complain. It reminds me of something that I like. Impossible. I have like so many things to say about this song. Oh my god. So literally since 2016, when I first found Nothing But Thieves, like my favorite song by them and favorite song period has been If I Get High, which is like their like token slow song off of the self-titled. And I really think like Impossible might be my new favorite Nothing But Thieves song, and probably my new favorite song like in general. It's just so sad and I love it. And like the lyrics like aren't sad though. Like it's one of those songs where what it's actually saying and the way that it sounds, it's doing the opposite basically. When this song came out, like I genuinely listened to just this song on repeat for like 2 weeks straight, maybe even longer, because I just loved it so much. I like learned all the lyrics the night that it came out. It's just so good, man. I love it so much. Apparently I just love songs that make me feel sad, but we don't have to really get into the details of that today. There Was Sun. I wrote in my notes here, I think that this one might be my least favorite, and I put least favorite in quotes in my note because really, like, none of them are my least favorite, and I don't like even putting it that way because I think that there's not a bad song on this album. There are just ones that I like more than the other ones, if that makes sense. But it still has like a really great beat to it, so I gotta give it points for that. I'm sure it'll end up on my running playlist. I just feel like maybe this one sounds a little, I don't want to say generic, but that is the word that I chose when I was taking notes. I feel like it doesn't really like showcase what they're capable of. Like it doesn't really like highlight the things that they can do. Like it doesn't highlight their range as a whole as a band. But still, like it's not a bad song. I just think I hold them to such a high standard that this one kind of was just like, it was safe. Again, I don't like using that word, but it was safe. Can You Afford to Be an Individual? Oh my god. I love this one. This one is like tied with Impossible for being like my favorite on the album, and just the aggression in it, man. I just love me some of that good anger, some of that pure rage, you know? I really can't wait until things in the US get under control with you know what, so they can come back here and tour, because I think that this song especially, like I hope that they play it live on, like I hope it's in their set list because it's gonna hit so hard when you're in a crowd. And like Connor's vocals are just like dark and like evil in this song, and like I love me some of that good evil shit, you know? I love feeling evil. And then when he like goes up into his higher register, I just like I don't even have the words to describe it. It's just so good. It's just so good. I wrote in my notes, that's the shit I live for, and I don't know how to sum it up any better than that. Evil, screaming, anger, 3 of my favorite things right there in one song. The climb, I don't even know if that's what you would call it, but like if you know, like that one part after like the breakdown. These aren't technical terms. I do music. I should know what the real words are, but I don't. But like that climb he does into just getting angry and angry towards the end is just, it's just so good, man. I love this album, you know? I was just like, yeah, I like it or whatever. No, I've decided now that I'm actually talking about it. I love this album. I love this album, and I'm really glad that we have it now. I wrote, this song just makes me want to headbang until I give myself whiplash. Can't wait to scream these words back at them live, so yeah, 10 out of 10 from me, dog. I just, Can You Afford to Be an Individual? Love it. And like I've picked up on some of the lyrics in this one because it's one of the ones I've listened to the most on the album because it's one of my favorites, but just their lyrics are so good too. Like I love their lyrics. It's like it's not even just like the vocals, the melody, the guitar, like everything is good, and they have good lyrics. Like they're the full package, man. I don't make the rules. I just make the rules. And then finally, the final track, Before We Drift Away. The opening of this one reminded me of Hayley Williams' Petals for Armor, which again, like, sorry to keep comparing to like other things, but like I said, this isn't a formal music analysis review, whatever you want to call it. This is just me getting my thoughts out there. But yeah, I loved her album as well, so again, glad that it's reminding me of more things that I like. And I think that the fact that this follows Can You Afford to Be an Individual was just a really like good move. It's like you have so much anger coming off of Can You Afford to Be an Individual into this like gentle, I don't know what you call it, but it's like, it's nice, it's like, yeah, it's peaceful. That's what I was trying to say. That's what I was trying to give you with that weird little interpretive dance, is it's peaceful. And like I said, I love a good sad song, and Nothing But Thieves just does them so well. But I also like that it does build and doesn't just kind of stay in that like very like gentle, calm place the whole time. And like just from the melody of it or whatever, because like I said, I haven't had the time yet to actually like really dive into the lyrics of all these songs. There's just something about this song that is hopeful to me, and I really like that they chose to end on that note. It sounds like determined about something. So yeah, definitely gonna be like listening to this whole album on repeat for the next, I don't even know how long. And honestly, like, we got a lot of good music this past weekend. I didn't realize like how many more bands or artists that I followed were also releasing music, because I was just like on such like a countdown for this album, because Nothing But Thieves is my favorite band. But yeah, listen to the album if you haven't, even if you're not super familiar with the band. Like, I definitely think that there will be at least one song on this album that you'll like. And now is the point where I would normally say I'll see you next week, but I'm probably not gonna be back until, I don't know, maybe like definitely after Halloween, man, because I have a lot of stuff to do this next week, and I just don't have the mental strength to worry about making a video this week. So check out my other videos if you guys enjoyed this one, and I will see you in a couple of weeks. Feels weird saying that. I'm always used to saying I'll see you next week. But anyway, yeah, I really need to like go sleep now, because the demons in my room have just not been letting me go to bed lately. So yeah, I'll see ya.